Okay, now let's talk a little bit about, rather than garbage turtle, is garbage turtle offense, which is going to result in something called a fat man roll. So let's just get Rory to demonstrate this quickly.
The fattest man here.
Yeah. Oh crap! Okay, so this is a real move, and we want to address it for a couple of reasons. One, you're an idiot, and you're going to stick your arm in way too deep, and you're going to shift your center of gravity too far, and that's why this is going to happen, because this doesn't generally happen to people who don't do those two things. So let's get you to understand these two concepts. First, and I'm not saying it's always going to be wrong to stick your arm in here, that you can spiral ride, there are reasons to do this. But, get to a little bit of a better turtle here, like elbows in more. Yeah. If I really overcommit to sticking this arm in, I've now given Rory control of the lever to my shoulder. And because my center of gravity, so like concept one is just, because of the lever control that Rory's got here, I can't effectively post my hand. Doesn't mean I can't post my hand, but it means I can't effectively post it, because all I can really do is post it in one plane of motion. Don't roll me, because you're gonna break my wrist. Right, but what will happen here is I can stop the roll in this plane, but if Rory starts to tuck his shoulder, my weight starts to shift that way. And so one, my elbow could hyperextend, two, my wrist could break, or three, I could still just get rolled over. So my ability to post is somewhat meaningless here, especially combined with my center of gravity becoming connected to Rory's, and his ability to start to cut his hips underneath my, so I'll tuck my hand back in here, because usually when people do this, they also do a pretty good job of grabbing your wrist or your sleeve or whatever, so you won't really be able to post the hand at all under a lot of circumstances. So again, control of the lever, which creates control of my shoulder, which creates the ability to suck my center of gravity over and cut underneath it. So either I will have made the mistake of overcommitting my center of gravity while giving access to a lever, or I'll be trying to deny that control, but he will still potentially be able to get his hips underneath me. So it's either a combination of him doing something right and me doing something wrong, or it's me largely doing something wrong that causes this to occur. So we want to go over this both so that you don't let it happen. We've already talked about, let's go to the turtle for a second. We've already talked about, how we're going to actually approach this, when we're trying to avoid, getting humiliated by a good turtle player, right? So we shouldn't be doing this, but you may be approaching the turtle for a lot of reasons, and you may end up with your arm kind of here. So we just want you to be able to address this. It'll help you better understand how to overall attack the back and how not to overcommit your center of gravity. It'll help you understand how to change levers into frames, or change the lever dynamics so that the lever being controlled becomes a limb that's manipulating another lever. So now that we know this fat man roll, we can kind of proceed with a few more videos. So we're not going to give you much more information here, but just know that whenever you overcommit this arm, if you recognize that the first error is the lever control, just focus on not committing the second error, which is the center of gravity overcommitment or commitment. And try to keep your center of gravity to the back corner, not beside. If I just pull this way, it's not usually going to be enough, and what it'll do is just release Rory to go to guard, or to just move, or to Granby, or to do any number of things, because I'm disconnecting too much. But if he's controlling my arm and I move to this back corner, where my hips are connected to his hips, or my ribs are connected to his hips, this starts to create a lot of opportunities, and then he's got to start to do a bunch of other shit. So we've shown you the fat man roll. We've shown you how to basically, prevent it, which is to say, A, don't stick your hand in there. Just start with your hand shallow. The roll doesn't exist if that happens. B, if you overcommit your arm a little bit, don't overcommit your center of gravity, so that you can at least negate it, or go into some of the offensive counter movements that we're going to show you in the subsequent videos.